everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to All Astrology. I'm Amy.
And I'm G.
And here's Zoe.
Yep, and here's Zoe.
See, there's
I'm
the
cute. There goes the Oh, sorry about that. It's going to be
Come
good.
on.
We're still here. The boat's still afloat. The cat had to get her 2 cents in. Or I should say
Get
her
your
tails
tail out of the way.
Okay.
She's going to drink out of my glass
Oh,
of
Lord.
water.
Yeah, we don't believe in editing video
on.
or anything, so... oh, crap.
crap.
The studio's falling apart on us. Dude, you have a kitten bowl or a cat bowl.
Come on. There she goes again. Okay.
Pretty.
Come on. Jeez, little Pete.
All right, so we are continuing. You fix all that. I'll just
All
talk.
right.
We're doing a continuation on our moon series, and I believe, no, this isn't the final of our moon series.
Yeah, this is.
Seriously, there's no other moon charts?
No, this is it. We're down to our last 3 moon charts.
Last of our moon series for the charts that have been already submitted. Thank God.
Woo!
I mean, we love moon, and we hope that by the time all of this is done, we hope that by the time all of this is done, you guys have really learned a lot about the different
moon.
signs and the moon and its meaning of where our emotional satisfaction is in our charts.
Okay.
So we're going to tap into this next chart and relate its new moon in Taurus on May 4th today, actually, and tie it into your rising sign and give you a bonus.
Okay.
Sorry.
So this is February 2nd, 2000, Chicago, Illinois, 6:48 p.m. We have a moon in Capricorn in the 5th house.
Wow, something different.
Yeah, we have the rising sign is in Virgo. The sun is in Aquarius, which puts the sun in the 6th house, which is ruled by Virgo.
God, I think y'all are going to be just so damn tired of Virgos by the time this series is over. It seems like Virgos keep coming up between the cat jumping on the table and, which is, remember, domestic animals. Virgo, 6th house, right? All the same thing. Yeah, her. Okay, so she... can you tell she's a Leo moon? Can you tell she's a Leo moon? In case you didn't know. Yeah. So let's move along here.
Okay. All right. So let me show you.
them. Where does your, you know who you are? We said your birth date, time, and place.
February 2nd, 2000, Chicago.
We're going to help you find your rising sign. Oh,
okay. There's your rising sign. There. Follow the line over. There's Virgo. There's the ascendant degree. We're going to go down. Here's your Capricorn. Here's your moon.
That's your natal moon.
It's your natal moon in the 5th house. If we go up, the circle with the dot in the middle, right there.
Yep.
That's your natal sun in Aquarius.
So you have a moon in the 5th house. You have your sun in the 6th house.
Okay? You got it? Okay.
The new moon in Taurus is, like I said, today, May 4th. New moons are all about setting our intentions, okay? And I've said it in all the other videos, and this is like, I think, the 6th moon video we have done. And we will have more moon videos. So moon, we talk about the moon so much because the moon is all about our emotional satisfaction. It affects our thinking. Our emotions affect our thinking. And the moon changes signs every 2.5 days. So when we have a full moon, when we have a new moon, these things totally come into play in our practical everyday life.
And 2 days ago, when the moon was in Aries, Aries is a very fiery sign.
Yep.
Aries is the first sign of the zodiac.
Right.
How was I behaving?
It was difficult. I'm just going to be real. We were supposed to tape. We had all these plans. We're like, yeah, let's do this. This is great. Super fiery, all ready to go. And we actually sat down, got the props set up, and
everything.
And I mean, I have, same thing with me. I had my moon there too. My moon is in Aries too. But it just got where we were almost butting our horns, clashing horns.
I've got a fiery moon. She's got a fiery moon.
I actually don't have a fiery moon, but the moon was in Aries.
But the moon was in Aries. But I have a natal fiery moon.
So it was double fire
when
for
I
her.
get double fire with a moon, Yeah, I tend to snap at people.
She wasn't really snappy. She was just ferocious in a lion type of way.
Yeah, my
And she
moon is
was.
in Leo, so I get really ferocious. I tend to I tend to
thinking
really
about all the
roar a lot.
Yeah.
And I kept going, where is everything? This is not organized.
It wasn't as crazy as that. It was,
Yeah,
she
no,
was
it
just
really was.
You could feel the fire. Like, that's all I can explain. You could feel the fire beneath the words, and it was like, okay. And then finally she said, maybe we should just record when the moon's in Taurus. Maybe that would be a better idea. So the
Much
moon's
more
in Taurus
earthy,
today. Right, it
much
grounds
more
us.
grounded. We're both earth
Yeah.
signs.
Yeah.
It's a lot more mellow.
Yeah.
A lot easier for me to handle. I
was ready to do it. I was kind of feeling it. Today I feel more out of sorts today, actually.
Yeah, she's a little too
I'm not
airy
fired.
today.
Yeah, I feel really airy, actually.
She's a
So-
little space cadet-y
Yeah.
today.
In the practical way, not in this way. This way it's working good. But as far as pointing shit out on this chart, I'm like, here, you have to do it because it's not working for me.
It's
right
not
now.
working for her.
Anyway, we've done around a lot of rambling. So we were trying to just give you practical ways of understanding different energies.
How
and
these
the
energies
elements.
actually physically affect people.
Day-to-day
And giving
life.
you an example of how
Yeah.
it actually does affect us.
Yeah, in a very real way, a very practical, day-to-day way.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it does happen.
The hell does, it's life.
Because whenever we behave in a certain way, invariably one of us will look at the other one and go, "Where's the moon today?"
I know, it's kind of pathetic. We must be like, oh, they're moon freaks, But I'm telling you, once you really dip into this, you will then understand. You will find the validity in understanding where the moon is and what would be a good thing to tackle that day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or
like,
not
we knew
tackle.
enough. Maybe we shouldn't touch this today. Because something probably would have been broken with our ferociousness. Like, we probably, well, this was anyway, blah, blah,
I
blah.
probably would have said some things I shouldn't have said without thinking. Yeah. I was getting very close.
Okay, I'm glad to know that now and not then, and that she knew enough to back off. So, on that note, let's move to you. February 2nd, 2000, Chicago, Illinois, 6:48 p.m. All right, let me show you one more time. You have your moon in Capricorn in your 5th house, okay? And the new moon that's coming up is going to be all the way over here in Taurus, okay, at 14 degrees, and that's going to be in your 9th house. Wow. With the Saturn, not exactly conjunct like that other chart,
But very, very
similar.
close.
Very similar. This
Very
is crazy,
close.
but in a different house. So here we go. Capricorn is in your home. You work really hard in your home, I would imagine, right? Because Capricorn's all about working. And Cancer is our home and our oh God, I'm saying it wrong. It's in your 5th house. Creativity, joy,
Try again.
romance. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, we mess up too.
So we've got Capricorn, our moon, our emotional satisfaction is creating, gosh, are you doing children? Is that your way of having emotional satisfaction? You want to have, your own little tribe? It's in a material way, but it's
Right.
about creating. Maybe you make little people. Like maybe you sculpting, maybe I don't know. It's a very creative sign.
Working at home.
Yeah, working at home, but if you're a sculptor, right? You're doing the whole, you could be very artistic as well, but because it's in Capricorn is more of tangible things, so this would be like Michelangelo in a sense.
But I could totally see you working from home.
I am not disagreeing. Sculpting is working from home, is it not? Can't
I
you
know,
sculpt
but
at home?
I'm not.
Why is
I'm
it
not-
artistic? Because it's the 5th house.
Well,
that's why I tied it in.
Yeah, well, okay, there is
Thank you.
creativity.
That's why I tied it in.
But,
It's emotional satisfaction, but it's also with children and romance, right? Creativity, entertainment as well, because that's the house of Leo. So you would like to be, entertaining. You have the Venus there, so you have a love for this. It's not only emotionally satisfaction, but you're going to have love to you is traveling. Love to you is material things, right? That's how you love. That's how you receive love.
getting presents.
Yeah, that would probably be something
probably.
that you would might and
You know,
giving
like,
presents as
Giving
well.
Like my daughter, she's a Leo.
Totally.
She totally is all about giving
Giving.
and receiving gifts.
Yeah.
Like my daughter gives probably some of the best gifts.
Yeah, very
she
well thought
really
out.
thinks about the kinds of gifts that she gives, and
Which
she's a Leo.
you would do because you have Virgo on your ascendant, likes to think, can think.
very you probably,
Very pragmatic.
Very
Practical
pragmatic,
gifts that
very
you're going to use.
practical,
Right? Yeah. And so this would incorporate that because it trines, right? Anything with a like element, earth and earth, right? You would be very pragmatic. You'd want things that weren't just gifts that could be thrown away. They're things that you're actually
You
going
want
to get
things
some
that are
use out of.
practical.
Food's going to come into play because this is the new moon, right? And the new moon is in Taurus, okay? Taurus is all about our resources, our money. It's in the 9th house. Let me double check. Yep, it's in the 9th house of higher
It's
learning,
about also things that you value.
philosophy, religion, spirituality.
Yep.
You have Saturn as a natal planet there. So
Let's talk a little bit about Saturn there in that house in Taurus.
we mentioned earlier in another video that where Saturn's a very wise and mature planet. I was talking about it as being like the fine wine. You said the cheese, something that has to age. We get its gifts after it's aged a while.
Saturn can often bring some difficulties when you're early in your life. The first 30 years, Saturn can trip you up, can really bring difficulties. It can cause disruptions in your life. It's really where things are difficult for you in your life. Saturn's rough those first 30 years. The second 30 years, it causes the trip ups.
Why does it do that? Why does Saturn do that?
Saturn does that because it's our teacher. Saturn is teaching us lessons.
It's the hurdles.
It's those hurdles that it's trying to make you slow down, stop, learn the lessons, learn them well, and really...
No shortcuts with
Yeah,
Saturn.
no
That's the thing.
shortcuts.
No shortcuts.
So this is not about, I'm going to jump over some hurdles and it's going to be a piece of cake. Saturn
Or
is,
run around the hurdles. Saturn doesn't run around.
Even better, yeah,
Yeah.
even easier, run around
No
the hurdles.
shortcuts.
Saturn is all about, okay, you have to slow down, you have to sit, you have to learn the lesson, learn it methodically. It's in Taurus, which means that you really have to learn it because Taurus is a slow, methodical sign.
It is.
Really
Sometimes it seems
methodical.
like it's not moving at all, like it's stagnant.
So that means that the lessons that you have to learn in this lifetime, you're really not going to get the real benefits from it until later in life. And those benefits are going to come probably when you get past middle age. And once you get to that point, those benefits, if you've really learned those lessons and you've studied really hard and you've worked really hard in your life, then they're going to come. And they're going to come to fruition. And you're really going to reap the rewards of those long, hard life lessons.
In regards to this new moon and Saturn, I also want to bring up I feel like I'm jumping ahead a little, but this is just what I feel like I'm supposed to do right now. So we have a planet. It's not shown in this chart here, but Uranus is actually transiting here, okay? And it's the planet of surprises. Expect the unexpected. And because it's moving through this house, this is the house of your beliefs, okay? The house of your philosophy, the house of your religion, okay? Your spirituality, your higher learning. So when Uranus is coming through, Taurus is a very comfortable sign. It's very grounded, and it really doesn't want to move. It's literally the bull that's standing still, and its hooves or hoofs. Do they hooves or hoofs? They haven't really dug down. They haven't dug down deep into the dirt and the soil and the earth.
No, it's like,
and they don't move. Right? The only time the bull
putting
moves,
the brakes on.
Right. The only time the bull moves, well, that's a good point. Because when there's a temptation, or like if you try to pull the bull, it Those go down deeper into the earth, and it's definitely not moving. It plants itself and stands there even stronger. And because it's in the house of your higher learning and your belief system, there's going to be a challenge to exactly that, your beliefs. So it's about reevaluating your beliefs. It's about reevaluating what you value, and reassessing those things. Right. And Uranus will bring up surprises in that area of your house. It will bring up things that you just, unexpected things, and sometimes it'll do it in a very shocking way.
Yeah, there's probably going to be some really unexpected surprises that are going to come your way in terms of what you were absolutely sure that you believed with all your heart, and you were sure that it was true, and Uranus is going to be like, you need to question this. You need to stop and pause and really think about this. And it's probably going to come up in the next couple of years and really make you think and question what you believed, if it was true or not. Okay? And that's okay.
The thing about the Taurus...
Stop and take a breath and really think through what's important.
Yeah, it's your fixed beliefs.
Yeah.
It's your fixed beliefs. The point of this happening, the point of Saturn and Taurus being there, is to somehow expand your belief system.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily change it, but to add to what you already have.
Yeah.
Because Taurus is fixed, okay? And so they have this idea, well, this is what I believe. But when Uranus comes through, and the fact that you have Saturn there, and they're going to be on top of each other at one point within the next 2 years. And if you really want to dig deeper into this with us, you can do that by contacting us down below. We can give you dates of actual timing of when to expect this, and when we can just give you a time frame of what to look at, and to be aware that these things are coming. But know that it's all about growth and expansion and awareness. Okay, it's not about bad things coming. It's about taking your belief system and adding to it. That it's not just this. Like there's more to like there's all these things that are right. It's like holy crap, all these things are true for me now that weren't true for me before. Okay,
it's about understanding that if you think, oh, there's only one path and there's only one way of doing something, that no, there isn't. Right. That there's a lot of different ways and a lot of different paths to get to the same place.
Because it's in the house of spirituality, the house of higher learning, it might simply be, you may have had an idea of how, well, if I want to learn something, I have to go to here to do it. I may have to attend this particular place to do it. And there might be like, guess what? There's other options. There's other ways. You know, it's expansive. There's actually, once you get through it, you'll have freedom. You'll have some freedom in your thinking that you didn't have before, because you'll just have this abundance of ideas and options of availability that you just didn't know were actually available to you.
Keep your thoughts,
which is awesome.
You need to keep your thoughts and your mind open to all the different possibilities that are available to you. And that's really what we want you to do. And with this new moon, what we would love to see you do.
Yeah, here's the new moon mark on your chart, okay? That's it right there.
We want you to plant some, in your mind, some thoughts about, keep my mind open to all the possibilities that are out there and available to me, so that when those possibilities come along to me in my life, that I am willing and open to accepting everything that's available to me.
And it might include long journeys, because that's the 9th house as well, taking a long journey. You have Jupiter there actually in your 9th house too, and Jupiter will actually already give you, you're very fortunate, because having Jupiter in fire there means, and it's in your 9th, means you already
are open to it.
Yeah. You have some of that here. See the degrees you have there? So there is a sliver of you, right, that already does that. But guess what? There's all of this of you that it's going to help you to see there's even more than what you already have, okay, so as far as thinking and learning.
Keep those thoughts in the back of your mind. Write it down. Put it someplace. Tape it up someplace, maybe on You know, one of the things that I do is I tape it up on the inside of my closet, these thoughts that I have to remind myself of. So every morning when I go into my closet, I read it. This is one of the things that I do, and I remind myself.
Do you read it out loud, or you just read it?
I just read it.
Because in Taurus, give it a voice, okay? Taurus is all about the voice. It's all
Sometimes
about
I do
speech,
give it
too.
a voice.
No, not that you're wrong. I'm just saying,
just
pertaining to
depends.
this. Yeah, how
you
do
know,
you feel?
sometimes I read it out loud. Sometimes I read it to myself. It depends on how I'm feeling on any one given day, and depends on if somebody's asleep in the bedroom or not.
I totally understand. Totally
So,
understand.
you know, I'll tape those things up on the inside of the closet as a reminder, so that when I open up the closet and I go, okay, I need to tell myself these things.
Yeah.
And then just give yourself that reminder. Be open to the possibilities that things in my life are not necessarily going to be looking the way I think they're going to look.
Okay, so that's all about the beliefs. I'm going to try something. Yeah, I think we needed to have a
I think we
bit.
need a little light. Okay.
Yeah, we got gray all of a
right.
sudden. It was like we lost all the lighting. The sun has shifted.
Yep.
So maybe turn, I don't know if you need that
Nope.
one. No? It's
I don't
okay?
know.
I just
I
don't know
think
how
we're
dark
okay.
you are. I want you to, sorry, we're doing some behind the scenes technical, because the sun's moving as we're, or turn it away.
No, too
turn
bright.
it on low and then
too
turn
bright.
Maybe if
Too
we open
bright.
up the curtain right there. And I'm sorry. That actually helped a little bit, I
There
think.
we go.
Unless you don't like that, but
That's fine.
it's kind of bright by you, but
It's fine.
okay. So
There we go. There we
getting
go.
back to the chart, because I noticed when I held this up, it was blurry, and when it has light on it, see, it's nice
better?
and crisp. I think, yeah.
Okay.
And I was
All
thinking,
right.
oh crap.
All right.
Okay, so here's some great stuff for you. Okay, in the house, in relating this all together about self, values of self, because that's what Taurus is all about, what we value. And we're going to tie it into where your Venus is. We know what you value: emotional satisfaction and having children, joy, creativity, and fun. Okay?
Yep.
In material ways, tying into Capricorn, and work, business, great work ethic. But you might like to have some fun too, right?
Don't forget to have fun.
No, I don't think this person does,
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
They might be all about having fun at work. Anyway, so then we look at your earth signs, okay? Because this is the trining like elements. It's called a trine, right? And so that's in your first house, your ninth house, and your fifth house, okay? So when we talk about, I just pointed to Scorpio. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't catch myself. So, right? Earth, Virgo, Earth, Taurus, Earth, Capricorn, right? House 1, house 9, house 5, okay? So the house 1 is self, me. Okay, it's Virgo. You have an analytical mind. You have the ability to think through details. We want to talk about the Taurus thing. We kind of dipped into that. Taurus is also about food. Taurus is about our tactile sensitivities, which you know, that might also be heightened with Uranus walking through there.
Right.
Taurus rules taste, smell, touch, hearing, speaking.
Any of the
Five
typical
senses.
5 senses.
Right, and with Uranus going through, there might be some other senses you didn't know you had, and that are outside the physical body.
Right.
And then the house of creativity. So depending upon who you are, you have the freedom to take these tools and use the intention to set forward, like she was talking about. Started on May 6th, okay? Reevaluate the things you value, especially in pertaining to your belief system, higher learning, traveling long distances, spirituality, philosophy. These are all these ninth house issues, okay? And so use Taurus's magnetic ability for your intentions and the desire. Taurus is the sign of desire, okay? So what you truly desire, you can bring to fruition, all right?
Yep.
So May 6th is when the moon is starting to wax. It's starting to build. And so if we set your intentions
It's
then,
starting to reappear.
it'll grow.
During a new moon is when we don't see it.
Right. So we want to do it at a time when it starts to grow. So like she said, put some stuff down and just speak it. Do whatever you got to do. I was saying to some people, sing it. Heck, if it's what you have fun with and what you know what works for you, then do it. Do whatever you got to do. Just move forward with it and use it in a highway. Highest good for all involved.
Okay.
All right, next chart.
Next chart. We're going to March 30th, 1985, LaGrange, Illinois at 6:25. This is a moon in Cancer in the 10th house. We have a Libra rising, and we have Sun in
She said, ooh.
Sun in Aries in the 6th house. Wow.
Okay, so let's show them how to use, if we can move that down a little bit so we can show them their natal moon just so they can see clearly.
Okay, here
All
we
right,
go.
so we're going to point to your rising and your natal moon.
Okay, so we've got the Libra rising, Libra rising, and we've got the natal moon up here.
And Cancer. I know Cancer is like the number 6 and the number 9 facing each other upside down.
And over here we have the Sun in Aries, right there in the 6th.
Okay, so your natal moon is in Cancer and it's in your 10th house, okay?
That means that you get a lot of emotional satisfaction from work.
Yep.
From
Emotional
your
satisfaction
job,
of work.
from your occupation, from what you do, from
And I would
moving up the
suggest
corporate
home
ladder.
things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, maybe you work, you can, what's the people that go into the house and help with all like the, not the building.
Organizational people. People
Well,
who...
it could be organizational, but I'm not thinking that.
or
I'm
are you
making
the home
creative-
health people?
Not
Or-
health. I'm thinking like the interior decorator person.
Oh,
That's
interior
what I'm,
design
that's what I
people.
saw. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like home things are going to be big for you, but in a theatrical way, right? Because in creative, because you've got
'Cause there's-
you have a creative sign right there. I don't know. The interior designer just popped in, and so Leo has a
'Cause you
lot
kids
of
got
creative
Leo.
energy. Okay, Leo's super creative, and your moon is attached to family and home. So if you could take your creativity, right, blend it in with the family and the home and in a job, right, that would make a lot of sense. Now, obviously, there's a buttload of other jobs. It's not like, oh, so-and-so said in the video I should be an interior decorator. No. This is just what popped in, right, because I don't know, it just popped in. I didn't really even look at all the other stuff. But now that I'm looking at it, it does make sense. But I imagine, you know, like for me, well, does that mean I could then go into someone's home and maybe cook for them or something? I don't know. I'm passionate about food for me. For this person, their moon, though, is in Cancer. So actually, family and home would be passionate for them. Maybe they just want to be a stay-at-home mom. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? They might find a lot of satisfaction in working in the home. And it could be in their own home, too. Right? Mm-hmm. And they do it in a really cool way where they could work from home. Like,
you never know.
right.
There's a
People
lot
are
of
doing
different
so
ways.
many things from
there
home
are a
now.
lot of different ways that these things could
Manifest, yeah. You can
know?
work from home a million different ways nowadays. With the internet, we do work from home. Wow.
So many different ways.
Yeah,
Many different ways.
Yeah, the field is open. The field is open. You look online and there's all these online jobs that you can do remotely. You can do from the house. But
work is
also
also down here in teaching. You know, Capricorn is down in the house where teaching is. So, you know, this person might also be teaching or a teacher.
Maybe. I don't know. Do Capricorns come across as teachers? I just don't know. I know the teachers there. How would a Capricorn do like a physical? It'd be a material, physical way because it's Capricorn. It'd be about building. It'd be really about, right? Seems like it would. I'm not really sure. That's an interesting aspect there. I've never really, because you have Neptune there too, which is mixing water and earth together. But it's in a very, because Neptune's about our dreams, right?
I'm also looking at the fact that Sag is there.
I'm sorry, I was focused on Capricorn there. You have Sag in the house of the teacher, right? So yeah, super innovative teacher.
Right.
We're going all over the chart, by the way, just so you know.
I know.
We're like pointing out a lot of different things.
Well,
in
this
the
is
chart.
a really interesting chart.
It is, and we have been looking at some charts where it seemed like a lot of the charts were almost, in a lot of ways, identical. So this one's
one
very
is
different.
really different.
Yeah, it's a flip-flop. You've got Cancer at the top. You've got Capricorn at the bottom. So in a sense, you have an established sense of balance because in the house of Cancer, you have Capricorn. In the house of Capricorn, you have Cancer, and they're polar opposites. Remember we talked about the pen and the polar opposites. So you have work in the home, and you have home in the work. Does that make sense to you?
Right.
You know,
whenever
that's what's established here.
you have Libra or Virgo on the ascendant, or the possibility of those, somewhere near those on the ascendant, you're going to have a flip-flop chart. So
But this person
late
has,
degrees of Virgo, early degrees of Libra, you're going to have a flip-flop chart.
and this is what she's talking about. You have Libra on your ascendant, okay? And it's on the ascendant. And I know it might seem like, okay, I'm not really sure why she's saying that. All you need to know is that in a normal, I shouldn't say normal, in an average chart, well, the first house represents...
In a traditional chart.
Yeah, traditionally, the first house represents Aries. Well, where's your Aries? It's on the exact opposite of your chart.
Right.
Do you understand? So it's like that for the entire chart now. Got it?
Completely flipped the other way.
Yeah.
And I can completely understand this because that's the way my chart is.
Right.
I have all of my houses have the opposite sign in that house. And so you have every single one of your houses has the opposite energy in that house.
Right.
To some extent. And what that does, it can be, in some ways it can be frustrating because you feel pulled in opposite directions constantly. You can also feel a balance because you can feel both sides of the energy in everything that you do.
Okay.
But it can also make it difficult because you don't feel like you want to go out and get a job, but then you feel like you want to be at home.
Right. Well, this person,
You feel like you value things and you feel like there's very little value in things. You feel like you want to have kids and yet you don't want to have kids. And you feel like you're very practical and yet you feel like you're very daydreamy. You feel like you've got both things going on simultaneously all the time.
So this new moon that's coming up is going to be at 14 degrees of Taurus.
Yep.
And it is actually going to take place in your 8th house.
Yep.
Okay. I've marked the 14 degree mark.
Okay.
All right, on the chart for you. You see you have a couple other planets that are very close to that. Okay. So the 8th house is a house where you have the ability to really be intimate with people. Doesn't have to be a physical intimacy, okay?
No.
The 8th house is the house of the occult. The 8th house is like the house of the medium. The 8th house is other people's money, other people's values, okay? You have Taurus in the house of other people's values, which goes right back to what she said. Taurus is all about what I value. And you have Taurus in the house of other people's values. Therefore, you value what other people value. Does it do that to you? You tell me. You might be like she described. You might have that struggle, that tug of war at times, maybe deciding.
Do I value what they value, or do
Right.
I not value what they value? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. You may have this internal struggle where you think,
You have to decipher
am I
it.
supposed to value what they value, or do I want to just throw all of it out the window and say, to heck with it, I don't value any of that. It's going to be one of those ongoing things that you're probably going to have a struggle with your whole life.
But you don't have to have it that way, only because the new moon's happening there. And I'm bringing this up because it's where new moon is all about setting our intentions. And so you've got in Taurus in that house, okay? And you want to utilize the Taurus energy. The Taurus energy is all about desire. What do I desire? And you have to just really take some time to figure out what you desire. It's going to be tied into your moon, your natal moon, okay? Because that gives you emotional satisfaction. And what somebody else desires may not give you emotional satisfaction. So these are ways to learn what it is that you really desire. Well, I'm going to do something. I'm going to follow Venus, okay?
Yeah,
I was
just going to ask you
Venus.
that. Venus is in the 7th house.
I know, and I'm not going to say it's unfortunate, but you have a lot of planets in the 7th. You know what I'm saying? Your sun is in Aries, which is great because Aries is all about me and initiating things because I want to initiate them, not because somebody else wants to initiate them, right? There are things
Right.
that I feel like I am strong enough to lead in this area.
Right.
But because
the
it's in the house of, because
But it's in the 7th house, which is all about relationships.
yeah, actually, I'm sorry, the sun and this person's.
Oh, it's in the 6th house.
Their sun is in the 6th, but they have their Venus and their Mercury in the 7th. So that adds to this relationship thing, which is, well, what do you want? I want to do what you want to do.
That's
right?
true.
That's what it adds to. So
That's true.
you really are going to kind of want to follow your moon, okay? Your moon is, and I'm not saying ignore these things. I'm not saying that. I know being in a one-on-one relationship is going to be very important to you. You're probably going to really get a lot out of starting those new relationships because you've got so much fire there. And fire is always about starting something and leading. But to get down to you and what satisfies you and your emotional satisfaction, you follow your moon, okay?
But
and
I think it's going to be really important for this person to really put some emphasis on their soul desire in this particular case, because that sun is in the 6th house. The 6th house is ruled by Virgo, so it's going to be work. What does your soul desire you to work at doing?
And this is tying it to your moon.
That's going to tie it directly to your moon. And so you're going to have to put your soul desire in front of that relationship issue, that relationship house. So I think you're going to have to take a minute to really think about, what does your soul want? Okay.
Some deep thinking. It's the Taurus moon, which is about our values. Okay, so this is a time to do that. It's a time to, whether you meditate or pray or whatever it is you do for a good time. And I'm going to look it up right now and find out. How do I do that? I look at your 5th house. What do you do for a good time? You're going to like movies, right? You've got Pisces there. You like dreaming, daydreaming. You love art and creativity.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Because like this ruler is here in Neptune, so your creativity might be involved in material things. Okay. It might be involved in taking your ideas that you're getting from above, the things that you see visually, and actually putting them in a material form in some way or shape. Right. Like I was mentioning in another chart, someone being like a sculptor. It doesn't have to be a sculptor. That was just me giving it as an example of Michelangelo. Well, because for me, if I want to do something artsy in my brain, that's drawing something, all right?
Right.
But how do I do it in a material way? A drawing is not tangible. It's a flat object on paper. But to put something together materially, like you're a Virgo, you love doing hands-on things that are material and physical, right? And so I was using sculpting as an example of that.
Right.
Okay, so you could build things. People like working on houses. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Capricorn, and it's all about the home for you. You're like, this is a Martha Stewart thing. This is a Martha Stewart sign, right? You've got the moon and home and family, and it's having fun with it, So go there in that place in your mind or in your world, wherever you have a good time and enjoy, and just hone in on you and what you hold of value. And I know you do hold others of value, but this is more about a healing that's involved in relating to others, because there's some other signs that you have there which relates to a deeper wound that you have in your chart.
And this is a time for you to take care of that.
Yeah. It's all related. It's all related, because then there's going to be a planet trucking through Taurus, as there is for everybody. The planet is it's already here, and it's going to be going all the way, and it's going to touch this point at some point. Like it's 14 degrees, so in the next couple of years, it's going to touch that point. Probably
in the next
2.5 years.
14 degrees, it's probably going to touch there in about 3 to 4 years. 3 years? 3 years.
Well, we don't have the ephemeris opened up in front of us right now. We would have to have a look deeper and to find out exactly when that would be. And if you're interested in that, you could, not a big deal. Contact us down below. All the information's there. We can look deeper for you. And again, I'm just going to mention it because I know a few other people had inquired some of the things listed on the site, and it's just simple prices. They're very reasonable prices. And again, we are totally flexible with people. Astrology is so vast. We had to figure out some sort of a way to just pinpoint categories. As you can see by the way we do the readings, we are trying to keep them focused on one area, but while taking other things into consideration that will affect that area.
Come on,
Did that make sense? So while it's a pinpointed reading for the money that's quoted there, we will take other aspects that will affect that particular area that you've asked about. Okay?
Yep. All right. How about the next one?
Yes, let's move on to the next chart.
Okay, the last one that we've got.
Take a moment and go ahead down below, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share button if you found value in what we did for you today and what we will continue to do, which is sharing the knowledge of astrology.
Okay, the last chart that we have for this video is April 26, 1997, Oak Lawn, Illinois, 1:20 a.m. We've got the moon in Sagittarius in the 11th house. We have a Capricorn rising, and we have a sun in Taurus.
Okay.
And the sun in Taurus is in the 3rd house.
This is Taurus time. This is a person who is a Taurus sun, and the sun is in the house of Taurus right now.
Yeah. All right.
We'll just show you your natal moon. Okay.
So,
let me hold this for you so it's straight.
Well, if you're going to hold it.
All right. Natal moon.
Okay. The natal moon is up here in the
Sag.
house of Sagittarius. That's the 11th house. And if we go down here, is this where I am? I can't tell.
Yeah, but what are you looking for when you're doing
The sun.
that? No, the sun should actually be over here.
Okay. You
See that
point it.
round thing?
The round,
That dot in the middle? That's your sun
The
in
circle
Taurus.
with the dot in the middle?
3rd house, right? We go up.
3rd
we look,
house?
There's number 3.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you got a few things there, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So we'll first address your natal moon, Sag. So you like to talk, you like to be the teacher, it's satisfying to you, and you want an audience.
Yep.
You definitely want an audience. The bigger, the better, because that's, for a Sag, talking and teaching and sharing their knowledge, sharing their truth, having that group that they can
The
share it
11th
with.
house is that big group of people that
Yes, that's the 11th
they
house.
like to be the person who's, whenever something is about the 11th house, it's a big group of people. It's your tribe.
The internet.
It's the internet.
Social media.
Yeah, definitely social media. It's associated with the sign of Aquarius.
Yes. Which is the same, all the things we're listing, right? The
Yep.
internet, the innovative thinkers, the individuals, the original people, the
Yep.
people where they want to shine in their unique way. They can embrace it. So this person may speak in a very unique way. Probably really good with foreign languages, I would bet money on, actually, because Sag is the sign of long distances and journeys, and right?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
they would probably get a lot out of that,
And
actually.
with having Sagittarius in that 11th house, probably really interested in metaphysics and talking about it.
Yeah, because the 11th house is the astrologer, actually.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
11th house is the astrologer.
And
it is astrology.
when you combine
Jupiter with that.
Jupiter,
wow.
which is
Sag.
Sagittarius, which
Right.
is the 9th house, and you combine it with the 11th house, which is Aquarius, which is astrology, you're going to get somebody who's really interested in metaphysics.
Yeah.
And then they're going to get a lot of emotional satisfaction from
Definitely.
studying it and learning it and
Internet.
talking about it and being involved in it.
So you might even be willing to travel long distances to find your tribe. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the internet kind of makes us. We can connect long
distances.
Right, just through touches of the buttons. But Sagittarius don't
Right.
mind the physical travel either. They
No,
do
they
not
don't.
mind that. And this
No.
person, let me not go there. 'Cause I'm going to start exploring
blah,
the
blah,
entire
blah.
chart. I don't want to do that. Let me try to stay focused on the. Okay, this is what I was looking at before. So your new moon, right? We just talked about your natal moon, and now we're going to say, well, what does that have to do with what's coming up, right? So what's coming up is your new moon. It's at 14 degrees in Taurus, which begins this house. It's right on a point. A point is a cusp line, okay? You've got some other planets there. But it's, see, this person has a 14-degree
Like, really?
fourth house cusp.
I know.
So it's right on it. Fourth house.
Literally right on the fourth house.
Taurus is in your fourth house, right? Mostly Taurus. So fourth house is the house of Cancer, right? Which means home and family. It's our inner emotional world. Okay.
It's also
the moon too.
It's also your family that you've come from, your rooted family. We often relate it to the mother.
You value that very much. You have Taurus there, and
Yeah.
your Venus is in Taurus, so you're tied to communicating with family. You're tied to communicating about the home. You value that greatly.
Yeah, and
value that greatly.
so we have to, when we think about
You're
it,
rejuvenated.
when we
you
think
communicate with
about
them.
the fourth home, it's protective. It's
It's where we feel safe.
yeah, it's often where we hope that's where we feel safe.
Well, in our when I say that, because a lot of times it doesn't have to represent the structure. It doesn't have to be
the physical
the home.
house,
Right? It's our inner world, our inner
It
emotional
can.
world.
It can. On the physical plane, we're often talking about our childhood home where we grew
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And sometimes that isn't always a safe place.
Right. And many times you have to recreate that place, and many times you find that you recreate it by meeting other people and creating a home in a different way, right? Like it's you find out, oh my gosh, people I grew up with, maybe that I didn't feel safe there. So this is a contradiction. But then you learn when you start to live and experience life, you learn that not everybody's like that. And not everywhere you go is like that. And that your inner world then starts to blossom because you realize you can carry an inner world within you, an inner home with you, no matter where you go, and have that sense of peace.
And
It's
sometimes
security. That's Taurus, totally security.
You find that it's really important to you as you get older that your physical home is your sanctuary, because you didn't have that. Mm-hmm. That you have that later in your life as you grow up, or as you get older, or as you go through your life, because you need to have that. So it can mean a lot of different things.
Likely your financial security is going to be definitely a big factor for you as far as having emotional security as well, because you have Taurus there. And Taurus is all about, it's about what we value, but it's tied into our physical values and our finances.
Yeah, financial security.
Yeah, it really is. It's also about valuing the self, right? And we've talked about this as a recurring theme, which is, how do I exist within my home and find value? How do I stand apart from my home? Mm-hmm. It's me as an individual within a home. Well, a home usually includes more than the self.
Right.
Normally does. Even if you have pets. The home normally includes you and all of them, right?
Right.
So it's like you have to care about them too, right? Like the cats. Here we are videotaping, and they're up and walking around like we don't even exist. You're videotaping? I could give a shit, right? And it's like, but wait a minute, so
they're like,
so
well, wait, it's dinner time. You're supposed to be feeding me.
Right, but so for us, it's like, but don't you understand? We're doing something right now, right? So whether it's pets or individuals, human beings, there's this compromise that we make, and that's all involved in our home. And so this new moon is all about that, okay? Mm-hmm. It's all about you understanding what that is for you, and maybe adding to that, adding to your what gives you security in the home, okay? You may be, who knows, you might be meeting new people in that realm of, maybe these people add to my inner security, or swapping out people who add to your financial security and give you that.
Or, you have to make a decision about what seeds do you want to sow at this new moon, about what does give you security in your home.
Because it's this new moon in Taurus, and so that is actually today, which is May 4th. And I'm sorry, I feel redundant, but the Taurus new moon, Taurus is all about desire. So what you want, you can make occur. You can bring it to fruition, and you can actually have fruit to actually harvest when you put it down on paper. And actually, I know this is like our third or fourth video, and so sorry, but all the information is still here and fresh. You go forward with this by writing your intentions down, and May 6th, 2 days from now, I want you to speak these intentions to the universe, okay? So some people go through a whole ceremony when they do these things. It could be writing.
Right.
You can light a candle, right? And it could be like a 7-day candle, because then as long as that 7-day candle burns, you can have that constant remembrance of, okay, speak my intentions today.
And like I said earlier, I tape them up in my closet so that I say them every day.
Yep. So there's different ways you can do it. And as a Capricorn rising, doing it in a material, physical way is probably going to make sense for you.
Yeah.
Okay? It's going to make sense for you. Yeah, it's about Capricorn is cardinal, so it's about
Moving forward.
yeah, it's moving forward to do this.
Whenever we say cardinal energy,
Yeah.
a cardinal energy sign is a sign that
Action.
is action oriented, moving forward.
Taurus is fixed, so they tend to stand still, right?
Yeah.
And so that's relevant because you have Taurus in the home, so you might be kind of have a fixed idea of what home is, what security
or what it's
is.
supposed to be like.
Right.
And when it doesn't fit that image,
Yes.
it may be frustrating or
Yes.
aggravating or upsetting.
It's going to rock your emotional world.
Yeah.
I got to tell you that because part of this reading is this planet, which this chart does show. This is Uranus. This is the planet of surprise. Okay? He just started going through Taurus. He's going to be going like this. Follow my pen. See that? For the next 6 years, right? Mm-hmm. He's going to start, he's here, and this is going to take 6 years to get through the sign. Well, in your chart, this is your home. See that? 4th house? This is your home. Am I doing that right? That was your 3rd house. I apologize. Sorry. When Uranus gets here at 14 degrees, there we go. When Uranus gets here at 14.
3.5 years.
Right. Don't quote us on that. We don't have the ephemeris in front of us. Miss A is using her brain to say that. So it's not a book in front of us bidding us, but we do have that information should you need it.
I'm pretty accurate.
Yeah, she is pretty accurate. But so in a few years, generally, Uranus will be here, and it'll be going through the house of home. So your ideas of home are going to be disrupted, and it's going to change. You're going to have experiences that might be surprising or even shocking.
There might be a bit of disruption. You may be,
You've already been experiencing this. You already know what we're talking about
Yeah.
because Uranus is here right now. And because you have planets here and Uranus is going through here, right? You already had kind of your sun's right there. You have so it hasn't come yet. I'm sorry. You have a 6-degree sun. Uranus is, where's Uranus right now? 3 degrees.
3.
It's 3 degrees. I don't think it's at 323 yet. Or maybe that it is at 323. Maybe that's my problem. So
you've probably
you're experiencing some disruption, or you have been.
You've probably had to change residences.
Well, no, it's
already.
in the house of communication and thinking. You might have disruption in thinking and communication is what's going on with you right now. This is in their 3rd house of their thinking and communication. How you think is changing, okay?
True.
You actually, because it's Uranus, you might have had some really great ideas too. You might have had some wow, this is a great idea. I want to do this. So you might be more active in writing or thinking of things to start communicating about, thinking of things to start to share. I'm holding your water. I know she wants to be, there's things here the cat will attach onto, and I'm trying to hope to God that she doesn't do all that.
Relax.
So yeah, there's a lot of really, I don't know if I needed all that. Yeah, actually I do need that because that helped the chart.
There we go.
Yep. Now we get a crisp chart with additional lighting. So you're experiencing it now, and it's affecting the 3rd house, which is teaching, thinking, communication. Okay. See all the planets you have right there? So whenever a transiting planet goes by these, right, it goes this way, it lights them up. And it kind of energizes them. And because it's the planet of surprise, right, it'll pick up the pace for thinking because this person has Mercury inside of Mercury, really.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's in Aries, so you probably may have had been tempted to start new projects, right? New ways of thinking. Fiery, too. Fiery speaker. fiery thinker, quick. Do things come in like a flash for you?
Yeah.
Because with Uranus there,
Probably.
they definitely would. And that's how Uranus works. It's not like dreamy Pisces, where you can get information in dreams. It's more of the lightning bolt that comes in. And so in that way, it's surprising. Okay?
Yep.
So to wrap this all up for you, because I feel like I'm going all over the place.
Yeah, you kind of are.
Well, it's just that Uranus is coming in and it's already there for you, and I feel for you because I understand. I'm a double Taurus, so I understand. It's affecting a lot of ways. You in a lot of areas of your life. It's affecting the way you think and speak and communicate. You know, siblings. It's going to be entering your 4th house in a few years, and so that's going to be
true. It's
hitting
in your
home.
It's
You know,
in the
I
house of
totally,
It's in your
yeah.
house of siblings
So-
right now. So it's probably affecting the way in which you communicate with your siblings.
Could be. So I relate is my point. And these are areas, like I said, you have 3 planets right now. And so you're passionate there and your sun is there. And so that's how your thinking and your communication is how you gain your energy back. It's how you revitalize is where our sun is. Okay?
This is true.
So tying that into the whole chart, it comes down to your intentions. We already went into detail how to set
Yep.
your intentions and don't take it lightly. Taurus
No.
new moon is a gift. Knowing that it exists, it's a time, it's a window of opportunity of this is a powerful time where your dreams can come true. Does not mean they come true in a week, right?
No.
We have a focused thought and we build upon it by feeding into that same thought, by using our affirmations, okay?
Things never come true within a week or 2 weeks. You know, they talk about how you set your intention at the new moon and things come to fruition at a full moon. It doesn't mean that those things come to fruition within that 2-week time period.
Right.
It takes a long time for these things to come to fruition.
It's just like anything, though. You don't give up on it. You keep feeding it. Like we were saying earlier, you plant a seed in the ground, you have to give it water. And the
Right.
sun has to give it light in order for it to grow.
Right.
And to eventually have a time where
You
there's
have to
harvest.
feed it over and over
Right.
and over again.
Constantly feed that thought.
Right. Absolutely.
Focused thought. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank
Alrighty.
you for joining us on All Astrology, where we dive deep into your charts and try to give you the best high quality content for the time that you spend here with us, and we appreciate it.
Alrighty. So just remember, as you go through your day, your week, your month, your year, and you think about all the things that are happening to you and around you, all you have to do is look up at the stars and think about the planets and remember, it's all astrology.
Bye.
Bye.